Today we're talking about how your body can heal itself. This is amazing. When you recognize that your subconscious mind has this amazing power, you're going to really want to tap into it. How is it we can do some amazing and sometimes unexplainable things, like heal our own bodies by the power of our thought? Mother's intuition, the law of attraction. Can we really tap into our subconscious mind? Can we really create our own realities? It begs the question, are we novice gods? Thank you so much for joining me on this documentary series. I'm so excited to share the things that I have been learning and to present them to you in a way that you can look through it and kind of have greater access to this learning, this understanding. So the amazing thing is we have so much power in our belief, in our faith, in what we focus on, in what our subconscious mind is doing. And really, what you believe matters. Now, today we're going to talk a little bit about kind of an example of that I think will be very clear for you because it's in a way that you have most likely heard about before, and you haven't maybe considered it in the key of knowledge that it unlocks. Let me tell you a little bit about the research that I've found and that I can pass on to you. And you'll want to do your own research, but just understanding the placebo effect unlocks this key of knowledge for us is just this amazing thing. So in all these trials that they would do, they would find out that the placebo would work between 15 and 72% of the time. That means that when they're giving real medicine and they're giving fake medicine or the placebo, 15 to 72% of the time, the placebo works. And the interesting thing is that they could kind of chart how effective the placebo is going to be, and generally it's because of how convincingly the fake medicine is given. You know, 2 pills work better than 1 pill. Shots work better than pills. Injections work better than pills. Repeated doctor visits are way more effective, and they have even done placebo effects where they give fake or phony surgeries and the people respond, their bodies respond as if they had had the internal surgery. Isn't that amazing? You know, and what it comes down to, well, first of all, they started, the scientists used to think that this was just messing up real science. But really what it does is it opens the possibility within us that this is what we have within us. When we believe something's going to work, it does. It's all part of expectancy theory. So, and kind of an interesting thing, if you want to find out a little bit more about this, there is a database called the Spontaneous Remissions Study, where they have found all of these people who suddenly got better and they don't know why, and it doesn't come down to medical science. They can't explain it away through the medical way. And a lot of times the placebo effect is responsible for this. In fact, they say the placebo effect has cured cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, warts, ulcers, asthma, migraine headaches, allergies, multiple sclerosis, diabetes, and psychiatric disorders. Now, that doesn't mean that just by believing something or by you trying to believe something that it's going to work for you. But the interesting thing is when people truly believe in these medicines, it actually does work for them. And one of the stories that they like to tell in medical science is about this guy named Mr. Wright. Now, in 1957, he had advanced lymphosarcoma. I don't even know what that is, but it was really bad. He had it really bad. He had his lymph nodes were enlarged under his armpits, about the size of what do you call them, peaches, things like that. He was not doing very well, and he heard about this drug called cribozoin, I hope I'm saying that right. And it was this new wonder drug, and he was all excited about it because it gave him hope. And he really wanted it, and he pestered his doctor over and over and over again to please give him that wonder drug. Well, the doctor did a little research into it and found out his patient actually didn't qualify for it because in the clinical trials they were doing, the patient would need to, the doctor would have to be assured that he would live for at least 3 months, and he didn't think that would happen. In fact, he thought his patient was maybe not even going to make it through the weekend. But to satisfy him, he gave him some phony stuff and on a Friday, and told him it was the crebazoin, if I'm saying that right. Gave him this fake injection and was surprised when he came in on Monday to find that the enlargements, the cancers, had shrunk by nearly 50%. Within 10 days, they were completely gone. Mr. Wright was cured. And then Mr. Wright started reading a little bit more, and he started to find out that in the news, this wonder drug was getting just beaten up because they were saying maybe it isn't that effective. And immediately he relapsed. So he came into the doctor, and the doctor thought, well, I'm going to have a little bit of fun with this again. And this time he talked to him, and he said, well, the crebazoin that we gave you before was tainted. And I've got some stuff that is ultra pure, and it's also twice as strong. He gave it to him, and his cancers cleared up within 2 months. It was amazing. And then the American Medical Association kind of made a mistake. Well, okay, they didn't make a mistake, but they blew it for him because they announced that this wonder drug didn't work. And they put that in the papers, and Mr. Wright read about it. Within 2 days, he was dead. Now, that's just one of so many stories of people who have had a placebo or taken a placebo and their bodies have responded to it. If you want to do some research on this, check out the Nocebo effect. This is where you actually get the opposite reaction. I think this was in Japan that they did this, where they told people that this was poison ivy that they were rubbing on their bodies, and they actually broke out in rashes, and it was nothing, but their mind made them think that it was. Anyway, the placebo effect, the nocebo effect, all of these things are really these amazing indicators that show that when we believe something's going to happen to us or that we're going to react a certain way, it does. We do. Our bodies respond in such amazing ways. But I just want to share with you, your body is this amazing tool, and your body can heal itself, and it comes down to the power of your thought. Now, I don't know how this all works. The whole documentary series that we're doing is how can we strengthen our belief, our inner core belief, in a way that we can create amazing things in our lives. I think it is totally possible. I would love, in fact, let me tell you one more thing. They did another study, I think this was out of Harvard, and it was about these women who were housekeepers. So they worked at a few different hotels. They were housekeepers. They were on their feet all the time. They were working and just, the labor that the housekeepers would do. And they asked each of them, how much exercise do you get done in a day? And most of them responded, I don't even have time to exercise. And some of them said, I get 0 exercise a day. Well, they then educated these women that what they were doing in the housekeeping, how much walking around they were doing, how much they were moving around, what they were lifting, all these things, that was exercise, and it was helping their bodies. And then they tested the women 2 months later. Most of them had lost weight, and they felt healthier, they were happier, and it all came down to them actually understanding what was really going on around them, focusing their mind, focusing their belief on what was happening, and changing their perceptions. And when we change our perceptions, it changes everything. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope that as we go through this documentary series, we figure out a few more ways where we can deliberately, consciously choose our thoughts, choose our beliefs in ways that are going to help be more constructive and help us live the kind of lives that we truly like to live. What do you think? You've heard my thoughts. Now let's hear yours. In the comment section below, share what impressions came to your mind. What did you get out of this? If you have had thoughts to take action, please do so. Always listen to your inner voice. It's your ultimate guidance system. Of course, the best place to take action is at scottwilhite.com, because if you join me for a free web class, I will reward you by sending you my purpose planner so you can have a physical guide to help you get in touch with your inner guide. What if you are a God in the making? That would mean there's purpose to your life, meaning to your challenges. You have a great work to do. May you have the courage, faith, and power to become who you were truly meant to be. See you next time.